Well, hello there. Hi, how are you? I'm doing great. Did you guys know that I'm just a mindless minion who kisses the ass of everybody like Captain Cummings, Grove of Englantine, or I Love Comics as he's now called, Douglas Ernst, and Diversity in Comics, and all those other YouTubers who talk about all the political bullshit that Marvel and DC sometimes put in their books? Yeah, I'm just a big dumb minion. 100% grade A. And I don't believe that for one goddamn second. Look, guys. This is probably the weirdest opening I've ever done for a video. But, hear me out. I normally... How do I put this? I know that I agree with a lot of other YouTubers, and I know that my views and opinions sometimes coincide with other people's opinions. There is a thing called, sharing similar tastes and similar viewpoints. But I don't ask for any other YouTuber to follow me back on Twitter or subscribe to the channel unless they want to. I don't beg for that kind of attention. I'm not that desperate. I mean, I'm desperate for views and, subscribers and whatnot to some extent, but I'm not desperate enough that I'm going to grovel at the feet of others to do so. I just try to be fun, engaging, and a relatively nice and interesting person with a fair viewpoint. If it coincides with everybody else's who follows this channel, then Kaloo, what a glorious day. But other than that, I don't really care if someone has different opinions than me. I've been in my comment section before. I know some of you guys don't agree with me, or you're someone who just randomly finds a channel and leaves a comment. Sometimes they're a little mean, other times they're constructive, and other times you don't agree with me. And that's fine. I don't care. I'm not going to incite violence against you. I'm not going to personally attack you, or at least I'm going to try and avoid not to. I have, to some extent, a mildly sarcastic nature to me. I guess some would say I have a black belt in sarcasm. Or at least, that is what I've been told many times. Well, the black belt in sarcasm, actually, I got that from a t-shirt, but... And the truth of the matter is some people can't handle sarcasm. And sarcasm is really tricky to do, especially on Twitter. But that's beside the point. I just thought it would be kind of funny to, do that little bit. But let's get into what I really wanted to talk about on this week's Super Recap. There are two stories going on, and I thought that both of them were relatively short and easy to explain. Let's go over the Marvel Generations trailer real quick. And this trailer is so sad. I don't know why. It depresses me just watching it. And not because, Marvel hasn't learned their lesson. No, I kind of expected that much. No. Oh, no. Not that. I kind of feel bad for Tom Brevoort and Axel Alonso, because when you watch the trailer, which will be linked down below, they seem defeated. They seem drained. It's like their souls were ripped out of them, like Shang Tsung did in Mortal Kombat. Their souls have been ripped right out from them, because there's no enthusiasm in the trailer. There's none. They seem dead inside and outside too, because there's a thing like when you're part of a big company, you're trying to prop yourself up. You're trying to boost attention. You're trying to get people excited and get people hyped. The hype is real most of the time. Sometimes the hype fails. But as a company, you have to at least try to hype yourself up. Try and get excited. Try and bolster the ranks. Rally the troops! And get people to go buy the stuff. This trailer, that doesn't do any of that. It just asks the question, is there enough room in the Marvel Universe for 2 Captain Americas, 2 Hulks, 2 Wolverines, 2 Spider-Men, 2 whatever. The short answer to that is, of course, there's room for them. It's just that you should never lose focus on your main characters, the core focal characters that everybody knows and everybody loves, and those comic books should be top tier, best books, the best that you can possibly provide. And currently Marvel just doesn't do that. And they've lied, they've cheated, they've stolen, roughly, or to put a finer point on it, so much that the fans don't trust them anymore. Some fans are still going to read the books, of course, that's a given. Some of them either do not care for what's going on, or they're devout fans that are willing to, die for the company. And, that's your decision. If you're one of those people, that's fine. That's fine. Don't let my thoughts stop you. But, yeah. Their desperation has turned in from desperation to defeat. They have, in a sense, lost. They've lost the plot. They've lost the will to fight back. To some extent, at least. And I don't know, guys. This is going to be a rough few months for Marvel. And from what it seems like, Generations and Legacy and all that bullcrap, it's really not going to resolve any of the problems that anyone has had. And some of the stuff might not be resolved until next year. And oh boy, you might want to get ready for the long haul on that one. The other story I wanted to talk about was the Batman White Knight story that's been floating around. I've seen the articles a bit. I've heard what people have had to say with it, and I share the sentiments for the most part. But the one thing I kind of wanted to touch on, which everyone else was kind of touching on, the fact that vigilante justice is normally always frowned upon in society. And I wanted to take that idea, or take that thought, and kind of bring in the one thing that I always try and focus on, and that is fiction versus reality. And I think I've said this before, that, fiction takes things from reality most of the time and puts a new spin on it. It doesn't always work the other way around. And from what it seems like is this writer is trying to take Gotham, Batman, and the Joker from a fantasy setting to reality. That doesn't work in DC Comics because reality in their universe, their universe doesn't really fit reality at all, and that's always kind of been the case with the company. They're really focused on the fantastic, the beyond normal, or the really godlike mythology style storytelling. Their characters are larger than life, too big to comprehend, at least to some extent. And that's not to say that the characters aren't relatable. They are, but they put them in a world that isn't the world outside. It's truly a fantasy world. Sure, there are things like Earth and United States, and there are all the countries are still there, but cities like Gotham, Metropolis, and all those other cities, for the most part, those are the major cities. Cities like New York and whatnot aren't prominently used. But that's kind of the biggest problem I have with this particular story, is you're trying to take a character who is a psychopath and a villain and trying to mold him into a political activist. Wow, actually, that doesn't sound that far-fetched from reality, does it? Well, maybe. I don't really know what the story is going to entail. Maybe it'll be good. I doubt it, considering the way that the person talked about the wage gap and Black Lives Matter and made me cringe. I'm pretty sure I'm not interested in this book. But you see, here's the thing. Look, I'm talking badly about DC. I'm saying that this is a bad idea and a bad comic book since you've been you've been hitting them out of the park so far, DC, but this is a little bit of a stain on your record currently. You see, I can disagree with pretty much any company's decision. And I think that's kind of the point I want to make with this particular segment, is because I'm not shilling for one side or the other. I want both comic book companies to succeed. I've said that multiple times. Despite how I feel about Marvel currently, I don't want to see them in the tank in the comic book division. I don't want to see it fail. I want to see it succeed. That's why I put them to the fire. That's why I talk about this. Because one, I'm passionate about it, and two, I don't want to see the characters and the comic books that I love get mired by a bunch of bullshit that doesn't even matter in the long run. But anyway, guys, that's all I have today. That's all I wanted to talk about. This is a super recap. So, what did you guys think of the stories? What do you want to talk about? Let me know in the comments down below. I greatly appreciate it. I can barely talk. I'm either a little bit excited or a little bit anxious. This is what happens when I get into Twitter feuds. I really shouldn't do that. I'm a masochist when it comes to that. Anyway, ignore that. Follow me on Twitter. Give me moral support of some sort if you feel like it. I greatly appreciate it. Leave likes. Leave comments. I already said comment. You can subscribe to this channel too. I don't know if I said that already. This part of the video is now rambling. Congratulations. You've reached the rambling portion. Anyway, don't forget to raise your nerd flags high, and I'll see you guys next time. Nightwolf is out.